Hey y'all, my name is Angelica from the Math Magician Bookkeeping. I'm one of the students in Bryce's coaching program, and today I wanted to share with you the importance of having a referral partner to help your business grow. So I actually just got done with a Zoom meeting with a tax accountant who just became a referral partner of mine, and I'm going to share that video with you guys so that you can watch it and see how that unfolded. But basically, I connected with him on Alignable. I reached out to him and just basically said, "Hi, I'm a bookkeeper. I realized that you do taxes, and I was hoping that we could connect so that we could find a mutual way to help each other out." And he decided to set up a meeting with me, and so I want to show you guys how that meeting unfolded. So that I hope y'all enjoy this video. As always, please leave a like if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and then as always at the end of the video, if you feel like Bryce could help you in your business, because these are tips that I have learned from him, then please book a call with the link in the description or in the comment section below. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the video.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, you can. Okay.
I can.
Hold on one second.
Let me turn the volume up a little bit.
I got to be careful with my volume because it will reverb.
No worries, no worries. Everything sounds great from my end.
Talk again.
Everything sounds good from my end.
One more time.
Everything sounds good.
Okay, that's good.
Awesome.
About 21's good for me. Okay.
Sounds good.
Good afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you so much for setting up a meeting with me. I know it was kind of sudden, but no, I really appreciate you taking the time to have a meeting with me today.
Well, I think as far as I can tell from my standpoint, um, your type of business, I can't around here, it's like people are getting out of the business. Either they're getting older and they're retiring. Okay, I understand that. Um, or they don't want the business,
Yeah.
and so it's becoming a pain um, to try to have client needs a bookkeeper or needs this done or payroll. It's like, well, I've got four people that I can tell you to talk to you about, but none of them want to do it for whatever reason. So I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you may hear this yourself plenty of times, but that's my that's a big concern.
Yeah. Well, that's honestly, so I'm somewhat new to the area. I've been out here about 2 years now. But see, I'm remote, so I'm able to help people close by, and I'm able to help people from across the country. So, I've had my own business now for about 3 years at this point, and I was originally in Colorado and then moved out here, and some of my clients, I was able to still keep doing their stuff. But yeah, no, I have no intentions of going anywhere. And I've heard actually from a lot of people that just bookkeeping is one of those things that it's a very transient business. And I'm like, to me, that doesn't make sense just because I guess I haven't been in it long enough to feel like it's transient, but you know.
Well, was that your cat?
Yeah, sorry. She's
Oh, that is a cat. Okay, I couldn't see.
I live in a school bus tiny home. My husband and I converted a school bus into a tiny home, and so I have.
So is that what that is?
Yep, that's what it is.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I love those stories, and I watch them. I've actually seen them convert, and it's like that's like I'm pretty intelligent, but I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
You could. It's not as bad as it seems, but you could.
Can you see me?
I can't, but it's fine.
I'm, I'm not. I'm technically challenged, and usually, anyway. I guess it don't matter. I don't want to scare you.
No, you won't.
So are you in? Are you in Deckard?
So I am actually, we just moved to Calhoun in Tennessee. If you know where Charleston and Riceville,
Yes.
Athens, all
Yes. Yeah.
that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I'm
You're
at.
that way. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was living in
Okay.
Delano because when we were building the school bus, we were on my parents' property
Delano. Yeah.
and they live in Delano. But recently, like mid-October, we moved our school bus onto some property we bought here in Calhoun.
Calhoun. So Calhoun is. Let me think. I have to think. Cleveland, Calhoun. So are you close to Riceville?
Yeah, so it's like
Or
if
you
you're looking at it from Cleveland to Athens, it goes Cleveland, Charleston, Calhoun, Riceville,
Calhoun?
Athens. Or
Yeah. I had some clients up in Calhoun one time, a trucking company out there. I don't get out there that much, so but I know where you're at.
yeah,
It's
I
it's it's definitely country, if you will.
yeah, it's rural, but like where we're at, it's about 5 minutes from our house to get to the main highway to get to 75. And so from there, it's like another 10 minutes to get down to Cleveland. There you go. I can see you now.
Hey, hey, I'm pretty smart. So you say you're about 5 minutes from 75?
Yep, we're about 5 minutes from Highway 75, and then it's probably like 10 minutes to get to Cleveland. And so it's not super far.
That's not
Like,
too bad. You're not.
yeah, like tomorrow I'm actually going down into Chattanooga. I have a company that I work with. I don't know if you ever heard of them, called Chattanooga Trailer and Repair, but I will be working with them tomorrow. And so, but yeah, I mean, the main
So
reason,
how?
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the main reason I wanted to reach out to you is because, I don't handle anything tax related. And eventually that may be a plan of mine, but for right now, I'm just kind of sticking with the regular bookkeeping. But I wanted to reach out to professionals like yourself that are involved more in the tax side of things. That way I can refer clients that need tax services to you. And then if you come across people that you don't want to do the bookkeeping for them, but you know someone who needs them, then,
I do absolutely zero bookkeeping.
yeah.
I don't do any at all. I love it, but I can't make money at it. You can, I can't. Literally, I've got four ladies that I have referred to over the years. Um, I'll be I'll be 60 next month. I'll be 60 next year. Two of these ladies are older than I am. One of them's husband has retired. One of them husband's thinking about retired, so they're thinking about cutting back / retiring. Those are my main two referrals.
Mm.
I've got a couple of others that don't work as much, and it's hit and miss. But not my main concern. I've got one of my ladies who's a hand holder. They love. They're a lover. You go in, you got a mess. They're not gonna make any quote accounting um, decisions, but they will get the stuff organized. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, she's one of my older ladies, and I have another one who's got more of an accounting mind, but she definitely doesn't want any more clients. So, like I said, and I don't want to use a firm. These are all either individuals or the one lady. She's got two or three people that work for. I don't want to use a bookkeeping firm. Typically, they're more expensive, and to be, I just don't. So anyway, so that's why I was so happy to see whenever I saw you on LinkedIn or Alignable or blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's perfect, and you're closer than I thought you were. So that's pretty cool as well. So tell me exactly, not the remote part, but tell me exactly what you do for clients as far as book. I mean, I know what a full charge bookkeeper is, but kind of tell me what you do.
So anything from categorizing transactions to payroll, Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So categorizing transactions, just the regular bookkeeping part of it. Payroll services. I even offer business advisory services where I kind of help them look at their budget and figure out ways on which they could be saving money a little bit. Let's see what else. Sales tax filing. And then just everything else in between. So pretty much everything except for tax.
What softwares do you use?
So I am QuickBooks Online certified and Xero certified. And pretty soon I'm going to become familiar with Sage accounting because I have a client that is willing to actually pay me to learn how to do Sage to work with them. So
Sage is pretty cool. I've got a couple on Sage, and they're very, very good. They're a little bit more. They're not QuickBooks, but they can do a lot more than QuickBooks. So now Xero. Xero is. Tell me a little bit about Xero.
Xero, it's similar to QuickBooks, but the layout is a little more user friendly. I like whenever it comes to actually categorizing everything, it like automatically reconciles as you categorize. It's interesting.
Okay.
So
I've got one client. Excuse me. Let me back up. I've got one client who is he has a business, but he's basically trying to expand. Of course, he's a big talker, but he's bought out his other clients, his other partners, and they use, it's not QuickBooks. It may be Xero, but it may be something like Xero that it's cloud-based or web-based or something like that. And I'd be interested to see because like I said, they're going to need somebody to potentially do some bookkeeping. They've got an internal bookkeeper, I think, but they may be overwhelmed trying to transition from literally a tiny company, and they've got, billions and billions of sales in their mind. Whether they get there or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that would be something that, like I said, I don't know that it's a difficult software because if he's using it and don't want to dummy him down, then it's got to be pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I think it is web-based.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you're QuickBooks Online because one of my ladies that I was telling you about, she won't do QuickBooks Online.
Yeah, and
She'll
I'm
just do the
familiar with
desktop.
I'm familiar with desktop too, but I have
Sure.
more experience with the online.
Well, if you can do online is harder than desktop, in my opinion. But if you do online, to be honest with, that's where I refer all my clients when they talk about doing QuickBooks. I say you really need to do QuickBooks Online for the sole purpose of I can access them, you can access them, they can access them anywhere. But you said you do payroll?
Yes, I can. I don't really have anybody that I'm doing payroll for right now because when I received them as clients, they already had some kind of payroll system set up.
Sure.
But I have done it in the past.
Okay.
I've done it through QuickBooks, and I'm partnered with ADP.
Okay, I am too. I think for paycheck, I'm partnered with one of them, so that makes sense. Do you do now? You said you've been in Tennessee for a couple of years.
Yep, about 2 years now, since 2020.
Okay. Do you do any unusual returns? Mostly, do you do business tax returns? I know you said you do sales tax. Do you do the business tax returns, which is basically the business license renewal?
Yeah, I can do like that stuff, like the business tax filings and stuff like that.
Okay.
I've even gone so far as to set up a whole entire account for someone in TenTap. So yeah, I've done it all.
Excellent. Okay. So you're familiar with TenTap pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you file or have you helped anybody file? I don't recommend this. I try not to do it. Their annual reports with the Secretary of State.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, good. That's their job. Okay. Let me think. Do you do any not-for-profits?
I haven't worked with any yet. I was doing some subcontracting work actually for a like accounting firm out of South Carolina. I'm no longer working with them, but they
Okay.
opened up a lot of opportunities and they kind of just sent me whoever they wanted me to work on. But
Okay.
so I've gotten experience with a lot of different companies through them, thankfully, but no non-for-profits yet.
And I think you said this earlier. I let this slip. Do you do work with clients, customers, people outside of Tennessee? Like,
I
you know,
do.
since we're so close to Georgia. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a $64 question. How much do you charge typically?
So it really honestly depends. For I have a
Okay.
pricing calculator that, depending on
Okay.
the answers in it, depends on
Okay.
the amount. But I charge between 70 to 90 an hour. It really honestly depends on how involved the work is.
Okay. But like I said, it just all depends.
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, like, for, let's say there's 50 transactions that need to be categorized a month,
Categorized.
then that
Okay.
would be about an hour of my time, which would be, so I'll have to send it to you. That way you can see what it looks like. But yeah, based on each answer and what their actual needs are, is how it's
That's pretty,
priced.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've been doing this long enough. I charge a flat rate. No, no,
Yeah.
no. I charge a per hour rate, but since I've been doing it such a long time, I don't bill by the hour typically,
Yeah.
unless it's a consulting thing. So, I mean, that
Well,
makes sense.
and that's what's interesting, is that it's based off of my time. It's based off of an hourly rate, but once you get down to the skinny of it, I charge a flat rate for how long it's going to typically
Yep.
take me based off those answers.
I mean, if you've been doing this long enough, you kind of get an idea. So it comes down to you're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? What else? What else? Anything you want to ask me?
What kind of clientele do you work with? Just anybody and everybody?
Everybody and everybody. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to believe, but I'll be coming up on my 37th tax season. Last 19 of them are on my own. I do a ton of 1040s. I do corporations, S corporations, LLCs, partnerships. I don't do any banking work. Um, I don't do any public companies, and I try to stay away from the not-for-profits. If they're a private foundation, they're a whole lot easier because you don't have to ask as many questions.
Yeah.
The regular not-for-profits they ask too many questions, and sometimes it's easy if it's small one. If they're bigger ones, I try to stay away from them. I actually do financial statements as well. Um, I don't advertise those. I don't do audits. I don't do financial statement audits. So if a client needs an audit, I have to refer them to somebody else. But I mean, so to answer your question, yeah, I can't say no for some reason. You know,
Yeah.
that is not in my vocabulary. So like I said, I mean, I know that sounds kind of broad brush, but I do just about anything that I can do. I love estate planning, tax planning, of course, retirement planning. Estate planning is really fun. But I mean, like I said, I've been doing this long enough, and I was lucky enough to start out in a small firm where we did it all. My face red. I was running today, so my face looks red. Um, so I mean, I was lucky enough. I mean, I used to do keep input back in the day, so I learned a lot of softwares. So I've been blessed to learn, like I said, on a smaller level. And you know, I was in a big firm for 1 year before I went out on my own. So that's why I think I've been lucky to be able to handle just about any type of tax return that's out there.
Yeah.
So I guess the broad brush answer is, like you said, I do almost anything and everything that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm kind of the same way, where I don't have a specific niche yet. I more specifically work, I guess, with I've had more experience with like plumbing, HVAC companies, construction companies, painters, but I have worked with, like, I have a few odds and ends
Okay.
clients right now, Like I have a company that they do fitness, and they kind of have their own gym and stuff like that. So it really honestly depends on, and I'm at the point right now where I'm just wanting to grow, and I'm capable of growing, and I'm going to be like, I'm actually in the process of training my husband on how to do some of the smaller tasks, like reconciling.
OMG. Bless his heart.
But I mean, he works as a mechanic, and he's kind of been wanting to get out of that field for quite some time. And when we built this school bus, we're able to be mobile. And so our big plan is to stay on the property for a little while because we just moved here, but to eventually have some capabilities to travel around. And the bookkeeping and being remote is going to give me that opportunity that I could help wherever I'm at, so.
Well, let me ask you this. Moving here from Colorado, how did you get clients? What was did word of mouth? I guess it could be hard to be word of mouth, advertising, or how did you get your first few clients?
So we were living in Colorado at the time, and I was working for an accounting firm. And then after I quit the accounting firm, because I didn't want them to feel like I was trying to poach any clients there. So I pretty much left, started my own thing, and started reaching out to people. I actually would just email them. I would look on Google and find businesses of any type and find their website information and email them and say, hi, I'm a bookkeeper in the area if you're interested. And I ended up getting my first client that way. And then I advertised a little bit on Facebook. But there's this site, it's called Thumbtack, and you have to pay for leads, but people will reach out to you when they need your services. And so I got a lot of my clientele that way.
Wow.
But up until actually probably like May or June, I actually hired a business coach specific to bookkeeping and accounting. And he gave me a bunch of recommendations on how to make better, more meaningful connections, and by like reaching out to individuals like yourself and so on. And so ever since I've done that, I've grown exponentially in the last couple months, way more than I would have originally. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of took the initiative and went out there and passed out business cards and did whatever I could,
Wow. So you were doing a lot of cold calling.
Pretty much,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And it works. I mean, people need it. And, I've had to turn down a few people just because they were very difficult to work with. But for the most part.
No, you can't. When you're growing, you can't say no. There's no's not. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, that's good because, I mean, I learned a long time ago, even though I haven't followed that principle, that you got to be able to say no, because those difficult ones will definitely wear you down. Yes. At the end of the day. I mean, they may pay you better than anybody else, but money, I mean, money's good, of course, but sometimes you just got to say no because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely gets frustrating.
Let me ask you this. I mean, have you started building your network? Like I said, you may have talked to, 5 or 6 other accountants, but attorneys or bankers or financial guys. Have you got some of those under your wing as well?
Yeah. So with having that business coach that helped me, basically one of the big things he recommended was reaching out to potential referral partners. So people in financial advisory, business coaches, lenders, so on and so forth. So that was one of the first thing I did, was reach out and make good connections with.
Okay. Well, good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you have any other recommendations as well, then I'm willing to hear them out and make connections with them too.
Well, I mean, years and years and years and years ago, when I was first trying to try to do what I'm doing now, even though work for somebody else, I joined a place called like BNI. You may have heard of BNI.
Yes.
It's called Business Network, where every week you get together and you talk. That's another cat. That's a second cat.
No,
how many cats you got?
I have 2 cats and 1 dog. This was the baby, though.
And they're supposed to be outside, but anyway. But that was the thing about it, is I try to find me a network. I mean, like I said, when I was trying to get it, I was more interested on people that I could refer to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, I've got a ton of clients. I mean, I've been blessed over the years, but my biggest concern, or one of my biggest concerns, is, I mean, like I said, I'm 59 years old. I'll be working until I'm 80. I mean, I'm not looking to retire. My concern is the people that I deal with, my bookkeepers, my attorney. My attorney's my Sunday school teacher. He's not going anywhere. But the lenders, insurance people, that when they get 60 or 62 or 65, they're going to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it doesn't, I mean, some of these industries are not sexy like they used to be. The bookkeepers, the independent bookkeepers, the independent attorneys, they're not out there. And so, like I said, when I saw your smiling face on that, I thought, man, this is great. That'd be perfect. And you seem like you've got, I don't know if you're good, bad, or ugly as far as your work ethic or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like, I mean, you've got the clients, you've had to turn clients away, so that that seems like a positive. And I'm more than happy. Like I said, you may never be able to refer me a client, which is fine. Or you may just inundate me where I have to say no, no, no. But I want to be able to make sure that, I mean, my concern is that I can send you business, not that you need it or you don't need it, but that you can do the work. And I get the attaboy because that
It makes
type
you
of
more
industry is just not
reliable.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So anyway, so I mean, like I said, I think that's good. Um, and I'm happy that we were able to talk as far as my end goes. So I mean, I think it's a win-win situation on my end.
Yeah.
But but on your end, like I said, if you don't ever send me a client, once again, I want to make sure that mines are taken care of. So I hope I can load you down to where you have to tell me no, or your husband's going to have to, that's going to help you more than he wants to.
Yeah.
One thing you did say, I'm sorry, and you said it, you do the bank reconciliations too.
Yeah.
That's part of your,
Yep.
okay.
Bank reconciliations, I
figured you
do
did.
financial statements, all that. Send out W-2s, 1099s, whatever needs to be done.
Okay. So, I mean, so bottom line is you are a full charge bookkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are a full charge bookkeeper. Do you pay people's bills? So if somebody says, hey, I need for you to be my accounts payable person, are you set up or want to actually pay people's bills?
So this is something that I might actually start doing because I have a client. They do purchase orders and then I put in their bills into QuickBooks and then they just kind of automatically have it set up on auto bill pay. But the girl that's doing their purchase orders and actually making those orders and paying those bills, she's not doing as great of a job. She's like an office assistant. And so I've had a discussion with my client of, I'm willing to do that for you, but yeah, I mean, it's something I'm open to. I just haven't really ever done it with people before.
Okay.
I've sent out invoices, millions of times for like accounts receivable and stuff, but I mean, I enter
You're not
bills
doing it
and
right now,
stuff.
but
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of at the
okay.
mentality where I'm open to pretty much whatever, because the more that I have experience with something, the more I'm able to kind of be almost a one-man show in a way. Like,
Sure.
I'm not scared of any opportunity, I suppose, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like with the accounting software, like I'm not opposed to learning any type of accounting software because I want to be familiar and be more available to people because I have that knowledge. So
Sure. Well, I mean, even in my business, I mean, 95, that's probably too much. 70, probably 70%, 75%, maybe even a lot more than that. They're going to use QuickBooks of one form or fashion.
yeah.
I still have people, if you can imagine this, I still have clients that do stuff on Excel. They do it on paper. Here's my expenses. Okay, cool. I mean, whatever it takes for you to get your information to me. But I mean, like I said, since you are QuickBooks certified, I mean, that's probably going to cover a plethora of that information. So, like I said, that's perfect. I don't think, let me think, I think that covers it all. I don't know if you haven't, I know you have an email, you sent me your email address, never mind. So if I have any questions or any client's thought process or whatever, just send you an email and say, hey, this is Andy. We talked. I've got a client, blah, 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 kind of that way.
Yeah. And
And
if
have
you
you
have a
reach out to
client
them directly.
if you have a client you've already talked to about me, you feel free to just include them on an email and make an introduction or what have you. And I can do the
Okay.
same as well.
Gotcha.
And I noticed that we're
Okay.
friends with Carrie Kofer from Heartland Payroll, and I'm friends with her as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't talked with her in a while, but because I think she was at ADP at one time or Paychecks or something like that. So she's actually been in my office a couple of times, or my old office a couple of times over the years. So
yeah, because I have a referral partnership set up with her too for payroll and like HR services and stuff like that.
Gotcha. I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, of course, this is curiosity. I don't know how much time you've got. I keep stretching you out here.
No, you're fine.
Most of the payrolls that you do you do them? You said you do them through QuickBooks. If they're big enough, do you go?
I have done through QuickBooks, but I'm also I'm also a partner with ADP.
Okay, so some of it you do through ADP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. It's either animals or kids you got to fight with. So
I don't even know what he sees out there. He's probably barking at a squirrel.
That's okay. I'm not a big cat person, but 2 days ago I went over to my grandkid's house and the cat sat right here on my chest the whole time while I was there. It's like, I mean,
yeah, this is
my
little boy.
I think that, hey, I think that's it. I mean, like I said, I don't want to keep you longer than you need to be. But if you, I mean, and I'll say this as well, if you either have any questions, if you have a tax question, send me an email. I mean, I don't mind, just saying, hey, I don't charge people for stuff like that. I mean, I get questions all the time. People I go to church with and other clients. It's like, once again, I've been blessed enough that, I don't have to charge every 5 minutes if somebody calls me. And I don't charge for phone calls. I don't charge for phone calls typically unless I have to do some research. So like I said, if you get something that comes up, you go, hey, I've got a question about this and such. Hey, send me an email, or you can even text me. I mean, I work, usually I try to get here at a decent time, but being self-employed, I get here when I get here, and I work till I'm done. I have a computer at the house. I'm always on my computer. Sometimes I'll answer emails 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning while I'm up. So if something comes up and you do have a question, hey, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, you charge.
So anyway,
how much do you charge?
Well, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. My rate is $150 an hour.
Okay.
I've been told I don't charge enough, but I tell people none of your business.
Yeah.
But I typically look at it on a project basis. So if you said, hey, I need for you to do a 1040, okay, and I've got this and this and this and this and this and this, I'll say, well, based on that, it's going to be $200. It's going to be $500. It's going to be $1,000. My typical base fee on a 1040 is $200, unless it's a parent or a child of a client. Then I usually charge them less than that. My business returns typically are about 375-ish, give or take. If the records are in good shape. Sometimes I can get in less than that, depending on circumstances. I have gone below 300 before. But I mean, once again, if they're in perfect shape, they don't have to be in perfect shape. If they're better than average shape, then I can do that. So, I mean, like I said, but I've also got clients that I charge for tax returns, $3,000 and $4,000.
Yeah.
Of course, they're more entailed. So, like I said, in consulting, like I said, I try to do about $150 an hour. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, depending on if I feel like that I came up with an answer that you needed, or if it takes me 2 hours to find something because I don't know where to look, I'm not going to charge you for the hour and 45 minutes that I'm clueless on. But I think that's a good broad brush on something like that. It's kind of like what you talked about in your checklist, in a different light. I hate to cut you off. I've got another appointment.
No worries.
So, but like I said, send me your information. I'll respond with some information for you as well, and we'll have a virtual handshake.
Sounds good. It was so nice talking with you. And you go by Andy,
Same
right?
here. Thank you so much. I go by Andy. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Well, Andy, it was
Thank you
wonderful
much.
meeting you. Have a good day.
Same here. Have a great day, and hopefully talk soon.
Will do. Thanks. Bye.